guys! Surprise! I'm back! I know it's been such a long time since I've uploaded a video, but I am back now and I would love to share with you this beautiful look that I have created with my wonderful hands and a bunch of makeup, drugstore and slightly higher end, a mixture, and if you'd like to see how I created this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so before I apply any makeup, I have cleansed and toned and moisturised my skin. I am currently using this, which is the Nivea MicellAIR 0% micellar water, which I really like. It's a cheap alternative to Bioderma, which is my all-time favourite micellar water. And then I toned using this, which is the Origins A Perfect World Age Defense Treatment, because I'm old now and I need to defend against that apparently. And then I've moisturised using this, which is the Nivea Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Cream. This is the night cream because I've run out of the day cream, but I just use less of it than I would if it was a day cream. So I'm going to start with foundation. I'm using this one by Dior. It's DIORSKIN Star Longwear Foundation in 010, and I'm going to use it on a beauty blender which I am wetting using Smashbox Photofinish Primer Water, which I'm not sure if it does anything, but someone gave it to me and I'm just using it to wet my utensils. Nice and damp. So I'm going to use about this much probably. I like to just bounce it into my skin, starting kind of in the middle and working my way out. So I am also putting it kind of under my eyes and on my eyelids, like I'm also going to put concealer on top of that, but it's just to kind of tie the whole face together. So with foundation, I always kind of like to keep blending as much as possible because you really want to get it really married to your skin, and obviously with a beauty blender you can just keep kind of bouncing the product into your skin and blending it in, and it's just going to create a really flawless finish. So when you feel like you've spent the last 10 years of your life bouncing a beauty blender in your skin to get that foundation really onto it, then you're ready to move on. And I'm going to use concealer. I'm using Old Faithful, the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade number 1 Fair. This is, in my opinion, the best value for money concealer ever. I resent spending, you know, 20, 30 pounds on a concealer when I know this is £4 and it's just as good, and I love it. And you can get it readily available. So I like to put my concealer under my eyes in a triangle, like so. And then I put it on top of my eyelids to create a base for eyeshadow later. Then I like to personally put some on my chin, so I get redness there, and it's also quite good to highlight for my face shape. And I put it down my nose and a little bit kind of on my forehead in between my eyebrows. And then I just use the same sponge and the same motion, just bouncing it into my skin. I also leave the under eye bit till last, because the longer you leave it on your eye, the I don't want to say higher coverage, but it does give you higher coverage as it dries. I swear it's impossible for me to do this without going. So next I'm going to move on to powder, and I'm using the Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent, and I'm using this Real Techniques old as powder brush because they're super big and fluffy and does the job. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and put it into the cap, and about, I mean this is not as much as I'm going to use, but that's about how much is in there. And what I'm just going to do is load up my brush, tap off a lot of the excess because we don't want to be cakey. Next through a window, and it like just the wind blew as I was tapping and I just got powder everywhere. The trials and tribulations of Olivia. Okay, so I'm just going to literally dab this on my face. I'm not going to swirl it because that's going to just drag everything around. So So my foundation comes off a lot quicker on the lower portion of my face, so I just like to put more powder there so it will, in theory, stay on. Wunderbar. So I wasn't lying when I said I got powder everywhere. Look at this. Can you see that? Is that showing up? That is disgusting. Ugh. This step I like to do my eyebrows. So I just take a kind of spoolie brush thing and I just kind of comb them out. This will kind of dislodge any powder foundation that's in there and also give them back their kind of natural shape. So to do my eyebrows, I take a hard angle brush and a dark brown powder, which I found just is the perfect shade for me. It happens to be from NARS in this palette that I got a billion years ago and should probably throw out. It's probably disgusting by now, but it's this shade here that I use. I'm not great at brows. I just kind of know how to do my own. And it's trial and error and it's taken me a few years to get here, but this is just my process. If you're one of these people with killer brows, please don't judge me for not doing them very well. I'm just filling in the sparse bits, defining this kind of arch. And then you see, this is like my natural brow. Look how like far away from the middle of my eye. Like that's really, really to the side of my face. So then I go in and I just draw on some hairs. I'll draw over the hairs that are there. Okay, so if you're thinking, oh my god, those brows look horrendous, run and hide, they're not done yet. Still more steps. So I just take the same spoolie and I comb them out to just blend it all together, make them look a little more natural or less fake because they don't look natural, let's be real. Then I take my concealer again and I do what started off as me fixing a mistake, but now I just do this every single time, so it's just part of my routine. Don't judge me. I just kind of do this with it. Shove it right in the middle of my forehead and I just kind of blend it in, and I just feel like it just kind of softens the middle bit of my brows and just makes them, I don't know, look less like I fucked them up, to be honest. Beautiful, stunning brows. Right, let's move on to cheeks. So this cheek combination I have been loving at the moment. A kind of pale cheek, because I think for pale skin sometimes it's just really pretty to have a really pale, glowy cheek moment as opposed to all the contouring and like the deep blush. So the combination is Glossier Cloud Paint in, what colour is this? Puff. Then I'm going to layer on top this powder blush, which let me show you. This is the colour. It's by Dior. It's called something which I will figure out. Okay, so this is the DIORSKIN Healthy Glow Booster Blush in Petal 001. It's in this little tester thing because I got it back when I worked there, so I don't have full-on packaging. I have this plastic tub. And then for highlight, I'm going to be using the Benefit Dandelion Shy Beam Liquid Highlighter, and this is just a mini one that I got. So I'm going to start by doing something which is probably going to make makeup artists and beauty gurus vomit with disgust. I'm going to actually start by putting some highlighter on, and then I'm going to kind of build up my cheek around it and then also layer a little bit on top. I know this is not the way you're meant to do it, but it has a really nice finish, so I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take it on the little thing and I'm going to, a little brush, and just kind of layer it up around my cheek and into my arch like so. I think this makes it a more of a glow from within look when you're layering the cheek products around the highlighter. I wouldn't suggest this for a really super glowy liquid highlighter, or definitely not a powder one, but you'll see what I mean. It kind of just adds a dimension because the highlighter is coming from within as well as sitting on top. So moving on to the cloud paint, I'm going to just take a little bit of this onto the back of my hand. I've taken about this much. How do I show you that? So I've taken about this much, and I'm going to just take a little bit on the end. Sorry, this looks really gross because it's now covered in foundation. But I'm going to put it on the cheeks and the cheekbone. I start it kind of further up the cheek and then bring it into the face. You don't want too much colour right on the apples of your cheeks, I don't think. My personal preference, because it can bring everything to the centre of your face, and for my face shape that makes my whole face look wider. So I like to make sure I've got a lot of colour in this section. But for different face shapes it probably works differently. I absolutely love this product. I think it blends so nicely, it looks so natural, the colour is just beautiful, the formula is lovely, it lasts a long time. And when you're layering it with a powder product as well, your cheek look will last for absolutely ages. And I know that you're meant to put more blusher on than other products because it fades the quickest, but with this I don't think you really have to go overboard because it just stays for a really long time. Oh, so pretty. I kind of feel like this colour makes me feel like I'm like a Renaissance painting, you know, the ones with the massively red cheeks and then no other facial features. That's what I feel like. I mean, that's totally the look I'm going for. Okie dokie, we are onto the powder blush. This is the one by Dior in Petal 001. It's very pale pink, very pigmented, really glowy, absolutely gorgeous product. And I'm going to be using this beat up old ass Real Techniques blush brush, which I don't see any reason to replace. It's just so soft, it works well with my face shape. I think it's great value for money, as with all Real Techniques brushes. So I'm going to put it exactly where I put the cloud paint. I'm going to start on the cheekbone, bring it into the middle of the face, and then sweep it all the way up into the arches of the forehead. Et voila! Okay, so back into the highlight. I'm just going to take the tiniest bit now on the tops of my cheeks, like kind of just like there. Just taking the end of the beauty blender. I am looking so glowy. Unfortunately, I don't think it's showing up as well on the camera. And onto the eyes. So for my eyes, I'm going to be using two eyeshadow palettes. The first is the Huda Beauty Maeve Obsessions palette, and the second one is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So I'm going to use the brush from the Naked palette, and I'm going to start with the Huda Beauty palette. I'm really not doing anything exciting with my eyes because for an everyday look, I really like a very pale eye with lots of drama in the lashes, and then my lip and cheeks and everything to just be kind of glowy and neutral, as you will have seen from the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to take the fluffier end of the brush, and I'm going to take this creamy vanilla shade down here, which I've already hit pan on, and that makes me really sad, although I have used it a fair lot because I love it. The consistency of these eyeshadows is just so creamy and so wonderful, and the pigment's great, and I just love it. And I'm going to use this all over the lid where I put the concealer earlier because it's almost like a setting powder, but I mean it's not. It just kind of makes it nicer for applicating anything. I'm really good at the English language. And next I'm going to go into the Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to take this colour right at the end, which is called Ounce. So I'm going to take the fluffy brush again. These powders do create a lot of kickback in the pan, but I still like the colours. So I'm going to just put that right in the middle and across the lid. Obviously the vanilla-y creamy shade in the Huda palette is very matte, and so this is just creating a little bit more dimension. The colours are very similar, although this is slightly more yellow, and it has glitter and shimmer in it as well. For eyeliner, I'm using this Extreme 24-Hour Felt Tip Liner by Collection in just black. It has one of these felt tip nibs and I just really like it. It's very, very cheap and it's cheerful and it does the job. It's black and that is all I want in an eyeliner. So my eyeliner is done. I like a cat eye, I always have done, and it's just very simple, not too thick, not a lot of drama, and that is that. So for mascara, I'm going to be using the Benefit BadGAL Bang Mascara. This comes in this really cool case with this massive spike on the end, which I keep poking my finger on, and it's gonna draw blood at some point, I'm sure, and the wand looks like a this. I'm gonna just apply it. Ooh, hello. Ugh, I just love this mascara so much. Look at that. And that's the eyes done. So the look is almost done, I just need to do the lips, and my current favourite combination is to use the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in Vixen, which is a very dark browny red, and I'll just use that to outline the lips very gently because the colour I'm going to be using is not this dark. This lip product is one of my absolute favourite lip products. I absolutely adore it and it was such a surprise. I did not think it was going to be, did not think I was going to fall in love with it, and I did. It is the Stay Matte Liquid Lip Colour by Rimmel London in the colour Mocha. So that's the colour. It's a really great formula. It stays on the lips, it feels very comfortable, and the colour is just beautiful. And I love it, and I bought it in Sainsbury's. So you can get it anywhere, and it was cheap. So this is the finished look. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's been a really long time since I've uploaded anything, but I was feeling so inspired to restart this channel, and I think I'm gonna just keep uploading whatever I want and try and do it once a week and just see what happens. So if you'd like to support me, please hit subscribe, like this video, comment, share it with your friends, all that normal YouTube crap. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Goodbye!